Hi, my name is María Rodríguez and I'm going to present with Emilio González. So the school we develop is Freijo. First of all, the problem we identified is that STEAM's education has focused on standardized tests and evaluations, and more often you're just expected to memorize rather than to actually build lasting knowledge and critical thinking skills. This is why our main goal, Freijoa's main goal, is to educate autonomous, free, and critical thinking individuals and provide them with all the necessary tools to successfully address multidimensional life challenges. So the way we're going to develop this presentation about our school is first present the core values, then methodology, curriculum and evaluation, and then present the philosophers that guided us to develop this school. So first of all, our school pillars and core values. We're aware that nature is the main lab students have. This is why our facilities will be placed outside the city, in a forest, where students will be in constant contact with this whole environment, including all the plants and the trees and all the animals that inhabit it. Then the sense of community. We are interested in forming cooperative individuals. This is why they have to be aware of their whole environment, the nature and the people they live with, and also be aware of their actions and how the way they act affect others inside this community. And finally, the values we want our students to have once they graduate are leadership, honesty, perseverance, autonomy, and awareness of your whole surrounding.
So now we're going to present the methodology that we are going to use or implement. And this one is a 4-step methodology. So the first step is to expose students to real life problems. So before presenting them with concepts or theory, they have to be faced with a real life problem. And it's best if this is of interest to the students. The second step is to discuss and cooperate. So teachers would promote this discussion and cooperation in order for students to try to solve the problem on their own. The third step is then to explain the concepts or theory from the teachers, and they should do so to give more tools to the students to solve the problem. Finally, the fourth step is to give another chance to the students to solve a new problem on the same subject or on the same aspects. But this time they have to apply all the tools and all the theory they have learned in order to solve the problem in the best way possible.
Now we're going to present our curriculum and evaluation. Okay, so first of all, we have preschool, and we based our preschool in a Montessori method. So we pay special attention to the learning environment and the cultivation of wonder or curiosity in our students. It's important to highlight here that the way we're going to solve problems at this stage is by the identification of your actions with an animal. And this way, identify how could you act better or how can you act now to solve the problem. For example, if I've been aggressive, then I will be, I don't know, a shark. And yeah, facing this animal and having this in like real life concepts with, I don't know, a toy or something like that, you can develop and be aware of the actions you can take now to solve the conflict you're in.
The second stages or in the curriculum are primary and middle school. In these stages, we're focused on helping students structure a structured way of thinking. To do so, math and science are essential subjects, and the planned review framework. This framework will provide them with a very important tool to approach any kind of problem. Also, physical activity will be promoted, and this is to build cooperative abilities, self-care, and discipline. Finally, it is important to expose students to art and music in this stage, as this will develop in them a sense of humanity and appreciation of aesthetics. In these stages, students really develop and start to perfect their critical thinking abilities. And the methodology explained before plays a very important role in this process. Finally, high school, which is the last stage of our school, has an area selection part and then some obligatory courses. So the area selection part is that part that students actually can choose according to their interests. This can be music, botanics, biology, mathematics, any type of subject that they are really interested in. However, there are some obligatory courses that guarantee that the students have the necessary or the basic tools that they will need to face any profession or any career of their interest. These courses, or the obligatory courses, are also very important to finish developing in the students an awareness of the environment of others and to make them sensible to the problems of society. The evaluation process is a project-based assessment in which students are assessed on their ability to use the concepts and the knowledge that they have acquired to solve real life problems, to solve problems. And they must do so in a project-based approach. To make this assessment, we are going to use rubrics in which teachers will have the criteria to verify that a student actually has showed that he understands and masters each concept. Finally, it is important to highlight that teachers have a high responsibility in this process, as they are the ones that ultimately define or decide if a student has showed the sufficient mastery of the concept and if they can continue on or move to the next level. Finally, these are some of the philosophers, the key philosophers that inspired us and guided our proposal. So the first one was Plato. Plato had a very important influence in the second step of the methodology, in which students are supposed to discuss and cooperate to solve a problem. Then Rousseau was a very important inspiration for the development of the first step of the methodology, and also for primary and high school. But the first step, because this is the step in which students are exposed to nature and they have to try to solve the problems on their own. Maria Montessori is actually very important for all primary, middle, preschool, and high school, because the learning environment is key in all these stages, but especially in preschool, in which, well, kids learn through the environment a lot. And then finally, Salman Khan is key, or was key, for the part of evaluation, as he introduced the concept of mastery. And what we are trying to guarantee is that students actually master the concepts that they are being taught.
And finally, before we finish, it's also important to highlight the way we're going to solve problems in the primary, middle school, and high school by providing students a special place where they can solve their conflict and feel comfortable with speaking and talking about anything that had bothered them. Thank you.
Thank you.